abandoned buildings, the chill like no other feeling of fear, wonder, devil may care. Outgrown. Each word is to every decaying breath, in that both transmit change, rejection of all that's been taught, drawn as the tide, at foot, at shoreline. I find the sands not so sandy, but woody. Reminds me of the hardwood floors I grew up in. The water slowly rises. Strange, I always felt so safe in that couch. I bend over and take a fearful bite into the cushion, but I'm left with the mouth full of water. Frantic, aggravated. I'm drowning. The water's swollen shut all the doors and windows, questioning my perception of reality and what I know myself capable. Leaves the water to grow higher. It soaks through my clothes, lucid and tragic, held beautiful touches, every millimeter of skin trapped within its killer. The dying seconds. Provocation of thought, pizza philosophies, by some stroke of dumb luck or coincidence, the weight of this cold, silent killer forces through the confines of the house. Shock and exhaustion subside, for the house may have been the murderer, the water a martyred hero. I haven't fallen. The ground's been cocked. Within the core of I've finally begun to understand experience, but it's merely the beginning. 2001. Photographing the way I do is different at times. To have another's doubt or lack of understanding, in fear with my needs, yet another obstacle. Without the why, the how would have been impossible. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm in Seaview doing a 30-minute exposure of the bed, finally back, for only an hour or so. Maybe I'll get 2 shots. Sometimes they make no sense. Next and last time I come here, it's 8 to 10 hours. Bang it all out, anything I need from this place. I went on a balcony to urinate and found something which may be disturbing. Bones, real ones. I'm unsure as to what they once belonged to. Kevin told me people practice witchcraft here. I keep telling myself, as long as my intentions are pure and good, only those pure and good will come of this. Many souls have spent their last breaths in a human body here. I spent the night talking with Danielle, brilliant woman. She spoke of Andrew's mother who was ill, hair falling out, not eating, very frail, and just skin and bones. I feel selfish to think of myself in helping my grandmother or calling my grandfather on Father's Day. It requires strength. Life. This is the lesson I am learning, challenging myself. The essence of life is in strength, politics, power, death, emotions, life. Today the buildings have taken new meaning. They may be ugly or weird, old or worthless, but they stand strong. The first thing I can remember that attracted me to this theme was the availability. They were accessible anytime, as many times as I needed to go back and think out problems in how to photograph, to stand waiting. Then the process for me, overcoming fears, confronting danger, authorities, squatters, obviously the significance of, on subconscious levels, dealing with becoming an adult and going back to old house and creating a different function for that. One that seemed right, influential, open, free, in turn making it mine. I succeeded in making the space mine. I became more confident in everything else that needed attention. The caves were one important instance of this. I was consumed by so much deciding that I needed to make the space mine. I kept saying that over and over again. The space was overwhelming in size and lack of available light. My eyes had difficulty adjusting in the dark. I was scared. I spent the night with my friend and lit it with candles. The warm glow was like being in a dream. It was cold and wet, my fingers warm, hot, burnt. Strength in the person is everything, is the starting point. The foundation, enigma, curiosity, creation of all. I always wanted to create something everyone feels and is aware of, but is beneath the surface, unnamed, waiting to be introduced. I like the layers present, the history, exploring, 2002, realities. Mom, stop. Let me do it my way. I guess they wanted me to learn on my own, either of convenience or my own demands. Emergency room, the pig lady, Kevin, Michael, nappy swirly thing. Everything has its place, and put in its place, and put in its place. Curtains, the ambulance, getting naked. Up came Mom and Bob, restraining. The fall, never take anything for granted. House rules. Put away what you use. Keep surfaces clear and clean. 2005. This world, city forces me, or I feel I have to. Maybe there's some way around it, but as a person, I can't leave myself vulnerable. So I put it up on a wall, and leave it. And leave it. It's out by itself, bare, an inanimate object. Every minute of life, visual art is necessary. 2001. Art, a celebration of the freedom that accompanies being openly vulnerable. It's like a marriage or a song being performed and the crowd dancing their souls out. I put all on a wall to see, left alone with the world, stripped down to nothing, no barriers to shield the layers of. first memory I can recall, I was 5 or 6 playing dolls with my neighbor Rosemary on the foot on my front steps. My front door was closed. Rosemary told me my mother was calling me. I called back, "Yes, Mom." No answer. I swung the door open and stepped over the threshold. "What, Mom?" It was silent. Suddenly there was a whimper. My mom. "Sarah?" I ran through the living room and into the kitchen. My father was beating my mother, dishes everywhere. They were covered in orange juice. The room began to spin. He pretended I wasn't there. It took his intoxicated brain a minute to register what was happening while I stood in complete shock. He turned a look in my frightened eyes. He turned and looked in my frightened eyes. He took his hand away from Mom and stumbled past me and out the front door, stepping on my dolls. I ran to my room and shut the door in tears. I asked my dog, "Candy, what happened? Why is Daddy so mean sometimes?" 1996. Desolate streets reflect society, remnants. Sunlight gives light to the day. Cross-country soccer mom with a belly full of Whoppers and nachos. 2004. Today I decided to go to the beach. I rolled in the sand, not giving a damn about the rats or fleas or getting sand in the apartment or up my pussy or ass, or what Mary would say about the mess I made, a castle with my hands that reached my waist. That's what's good about being big now. I can make things bigger. You know, I'm 22 today. I can make things bigger and better than ever before. The castle reminds me of a fairy tale I told myself once, which, by the way, no one listens to when I tell. There once was a child. She grew up to hold all the treasures of the universe around her neck. These were unlike any ordinary diamond, amber, sapphire, or crystal. These treasures were created by the power of minds. With her mind married the revelations of all the secrets. Some may find this romantic, yet there is no Prince Charming or glass slipper or happy ending, because this blessing was as much as a curse, for without evil there is no good. She was sought to communicate these secrets for all eternity, with no word capable. Of explanation, confronted to master thought, language, science, and physical challenges, decided to crush the castle. I decided to crush the castle with my feet like a wave on a hard-winded night. I walked the streets of the city, only looking at the sidewalk. I see Pollock in a pool, splat mark of vomit by a no standing sign. I see Mondrian in the tar streets. I see light kissing the sidewalk through a parking lot fence veil. Glass embedded in the sidewalk twinkles as I walk, winking. I know sweets. Wink, wink, wink. A green glass bottle broken in a corner like a corpse. I realize I have attitude, like whether you like it or not, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and everybody's gonna know about it until they learn to like it. 2004. I could ride an escalator all night. The best is the end when it folds in like a metal-toothed monster. It's cold, but I can't leave the beach. I wish I could walk straight through it, let the current take me, roll around, left with no air or sense of up or down. I need to work, but I have no means. Occupied by distraction, distraction, distraction. I want to take this pen and write all over my body. I've got my head full I've got my head in the clouds. Can't come back for fear I can't come back. I do. I'm shivering so hard that the moon's reflection equals the size of a mountain, and no light on the boardwalk is separate from the other, just one beam of light taking me away. An image lasting, one that says 1,000 different stories. One where you have to stand, look at it, eyes follow you as you move around the frame. Tiny little self, the red-eyed me, truth and perception. Reciprocity chart.